got Patrick CC. They destroyed their bodies for Hollywood. I think I found this nigga through I'm Dante. Like I'm Dante was reacting to some of this nigga shit, and this came on my For You page. So I was like, hey, that's kind of interesting. Let's give it a watch.
Some actors get dangerously skinny, others get suspiciously muscular. Some drank gallons of melted ice cream to gain weight quickly, whereas others were forced to take pills by producers before they were 18 years old.
What's off the top? Let me see an actor. Well, the actor from Joker, I know he put himself through some shit just to get that physique. I forgot what he went through, but there was like, I think he didn't eat like that much at all. Like if he did, it would be very little calories. Or maybe was it tuna? Like he eat like one can. I don't know. I don't remember. But it was something like that. Him. I'm trying to think. I can't think anymore. I don't be watching movies like that.
This is not standard acting protocol. These are actors who risked serious injury or death all for the sake of a role. And in some cases, the damage lasted the rest of their lives.
You would not catch me doing that.
Today we are looking at the dark side of Hollywood body transformations, starting with Tom Hanks, who's lucky he did not pass away while filming Castaway.
Okay, talk to me.
Hanks plays the role of
I didn't know about this.
A FedEx executive whose plane crashes into the Pacific Ocean, leaving him stranded on an island for 4 years. At the time, Hanks's natural body weight was around 185 pounds, but his physical stature in real life would not accurately match the character he was portraying. So for the early scenes before the crash, where Chuck is still living a normal, comfortable life, Tom intentionally packed on nearly 50 pounds to reflect a man who eats all your favorite calorie-dense comfort foods like burgers, fries.
We gotta respect acting. Like, niggas really be hating on that shit, and then they be saying that they don't deserve the money that, you know what I'm saying, that they be getting. But a lot of, like, acting is art. A lot of people really go through hell, you know what I'm saying, just for these roles. And then when they get their roles, they'll go through some more hell just to try to, you know what I'm saying, just to try to entertain us, bro.
Shakes.
Like, actors
was essential to make the body.
Yeah, they cool. Yeah, they millionaires and shit, but you really got to be like, damn, bro. Like, this shit is art.
More dramatic, going from slightly overweight to
they don't get enough credit as they deserve.
Dangerously underweight.
Some actors, not all. Some. Other actors be like shitty and shit. Like, just bad people.
After filming the first half of the movie, production shut down for an entire year so Hanks could lose the weight and come back looking like someone who'd been surviving off coconuts and fish. And this is where things got brutal. He went on an extreme diet, eating mostly vegetables, fish, and drinking water.
Okay.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, though.
That's not bad, though. Like, for a diet, that's not that bad. Nigga probably not like eating as near as much as
sugar,
he should.
No refined carbs, no red meat. Basically just enough food to keep him standing.
God damn. I mean, that's some fucking muscle right there. Is this him? I'm assuming. Not as bad as I thought. I thought he was gonna get like really skinny.
He added daily cardio, running and swimming every day. By the time filming resumed,
nigga just started a regular workout regimen. What?
He looks like a completely different
person. How did he almost die from this?
On top of the dangerous weight loss, Hanks got a small cut on his knee that seemed harmless at first until it got infected and turned into a serious problem. His body
But then it looks more realistic, though.
Body didn't have enough nutrients to fight it off. He said, I got an infection from a cut and it was eating its way through my leg. I didn't know it. I just thought I had a sore. He ended up in the hospital for 3 days.
I can see how that can be
production
bad.
was shut down for almost 3 weeks. But it gets worse. Years later, Tom revealed he had developed type 2 diabetes, and his doctors told him it was partially because of how often he had pushed his body to extreme lengths for roles, with Castaway being one of the worst.
Type
Even
2
though the
diabetes
film earned him an Oscar nomination and is considered one of his best performances, it also may have left him with permanent health issues. And while Tom Hanks transformed while chasing an Oscar, 50 Cent risked his life for a film.
That's a funny ass frame of 50 Cent, bro. I just can't. Anyway, that's actually crazy that doing that, like those types of things, can give you permanent damage. Like, I can see you being skinny and shit, you know what I'm saying, you getting skinny, and then like you get health problems from that. But like I would have never guessed diabetes. That's crazy.
And nobody saw. No.
Is that like, I know there's not a cure, but like, can he reverse that? Like, he don't got that for life,
awards, right? No acclaim, just a brutal weight cut for a role that did not give him the credibility he was hoping for.
50 Cent, what you did,
real
bro?
Quick, have you ever Googled your name and seen your Arsenal and does have you constant physical transfer? At least a film called Myself Vulnerable. All Things Fall Apart. He wrote it, financed it, starred in it, and most people have never heard of it. But during filming, he went through one of the most extreme physical transformations.
Oh my god, nigga, he looks like a cancer patient. I'm just gonna play the video.
Actor has ever attempted.
I'm just gonna play the video,
Dion
bro.
Barnes, a top college football player who gets diagnosed with cancer. The character starts the movie healthy and muscular.
Shit, that makes sense then, I guess.
Then rapidly declines into a frail, sickly version of himself. And 50 decided to show that transformation for real. It wasn't just a creative decision. It was personal. Growing up, one of 50's closest friends died from cancer. He said that memory stuck with him, and if he was going to play someone going through that, he felt he had to get it right.
I had a friend of mine that died.
Okay, that makes sense. Props to 50 Cent, bro.
And then when I was making the physical transformation,
he ain't just do this shit for no reason. He actually had like a
his routine sounds simple,
good backstory, good reason
for
it.
Every day he ran on a treadmill for a total of 3 hours. When the fatigue set in, he'd slow to a walk, but he never stopped completely. Plus, he was doing this while barely eating anything of substance. Just a liquid-only diet. No processed food, barely any calories, just
liquids
protein
only,
shakes,
bro.
coconut water, and unsweetened juice. With so few calories, his body burned through all the fat and most of his muscle, and the side effects were obvious. He looked unrecognizable. His cheeks were sunken in, his frame looked like skin and bones, and his eyes looked visibly exhausted. He later admitted he was constantly lightheaded and had to mentally force himself not to eat. I was starving. I would have to restrain myself. I had to discipline myself not to
That's a whole bunch of discipline.
Eat. Like, when the transformation was,
you know what I'm saying, going on a cut, you know what I'm saying, that takes discipline, but you know, not eating shit, bruh, that's a whole lot of discipline, my nigga. That's too much discipline.
Was complete, he had lost 54 pounds in just 9 weeks, dropping from 214 to 160, which may not sound extreme to some, but when you're naturally a big guy like 50 Cent, that kind of weight loss can be seriously dangerous. And although 50 took the role as seriously as anyone could, the film didn't do nearly as well as he hoped. It had a small budget and barely got distributed. After bouncing around a few film festivals,
that's crazy. They did my nigga
landed
wrong
on BET a year later, but it received no awards and barely got any attention. And the craziest part about this was that nobody asked him to do it. The director didn't tell him to drop the weight. It wasn't in the script nor in the contract. 50 just wanted to prove to everyone that he could be a serious actor and dedicate the film to his late friend. It did not earn him the Hollywood credibility he was chasing. That's all that matters, but it still stands as one of the most extreme body transformations any actor has ever done. People have used photos of this role to mock 50 or troll him because out of context it could look funny, but it's arguably one of the most impressive things he has done in his entire career.
Yeah, no, that's
and while 50 Cent pushed himself by choice, Judy Garland was forced. Her breakout role demanded intense weight loss, grueling hours, and pills just to function. And what producers did to her was far darker than anyone could have imagined.
Wasn't this whole this whole thing just weird and fucked up? Like this whole movie. Or was that Charlie? Or was that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? I can't remember.
Garland was just 16 years old
when
she played Dorothy in the classic 1939 film The Wizard of Oz. It became the most iconic role of her career, but behind the scenes, it was nothing like the wholesome movie people remember. MGM forced her to do things that would never be acceptable today. From the moment she was cast, the studio told her she did not look the part. Even though she was still a teenager, executives said she looked too mature and too heavy to play a young girl, so they put her on a brutal, restrictive diet that consisted of black coffee, chicken soup, lettuce, and cigarettes. No real meals.
Go back, my nigga. 80 cigarettes a day? Yo, is this not illegal? Like, is that not illegal? I mean, I guess she signed a contract, but that has to be illegal. This shit cannot be like
Consisted of black coffee, chicken soup, lettuce, and cigarettes. No
80
real
cigarettes a day,
and barely any
allegedly.
Calories. And that wasn't even the worst part.
That's
MGM
crazy,
gave
bro.
the 16-year-old drugs to keep her working as many hours as possible. To keep her weight down and her energy up, they gave her what they called pep-up pills, which were
like, bro, cancel culture. Y'all be trying to cancel random niggas, bro. Y'all try to cancel my nigga, bro, Leezy. How about y'all cancel MGM, bro? Or whatever this company name is. How about y'all cancel people and companies that actually need to be canceled, bro? Stop fucking with my nigga Berlin.
Were just amphetamines. And since the pills kept her wired, they had to knock her out at night with barbiturates. She said they'd give us pep-up pills to keep us on our feet long.
Pep-up pills. Wow. Yeah.
After we were exhausted, then they'd take us to the studio hospital
and
knock
she got
us
some
out
justice.
with sleeping pills. On top of the pills and starvation, MGM modified her physical appearance. She wore a tight corset to flatten her chest, rubber discs in her nose to narrow its shape, and dental caps to fix her smile. The iconic Dorothy look was manufactured down to the smallest detail. Studio head Louis B. Meyer, one of the most
like I said, this shit is an art, bro.
I
mean, all this shit sounds illegal, but like,
place his hands on her chest to fix her posture. Judy later said she felt completely powerless.
She willingly went through all this shit. Like, bro. I mean, they made a banger movie.
Or push back because she knew her entire career would be over. And keep in mind, she was only 16 years old at the time. The Wizard of Oz became a massive hit that will be remembered for generations. And Judy's performance turned her into a star, but it came at a cost. The same pills that kept her working as a teenager became a lifelong addiction. Judy Garland tragically died of a barbiturate overdose at just 47 years old. If she never did The Wizard of Oz, she might have never become a Hollywood star. Then again,
but she would
probably
be alive.
Would not have died so young. We've seen actors rapidly lose weight by basically eating nothing but air, and then there's Rob McElhenney, who ate a
she died from this bullshit, and then there's just no justice. Like that's the grueling part,
of ice cream to make himself look like a slob. Again, nobody asked Rob to do this. His inspiration came from watching the legendary sitcom Friends.
This isn't
As
that
the
bad,
evolved,
right? Like
the entire cast seemed to level up, appearing better looking due to larger paychecks, to consume healthier foods, afford dietitians, and the pressure to maintain Hollywood beauty standards. Rob thought it would be hilarious to have the opposite transformation.
Problem solved.
I mean, shoot. If he did the role right, bro.
So It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia got more successful.
And I thought I'd never seen a show in which the characters or the actors specifically tried to look worse as the show progressed. And I thought that if there was ever going to be a show in which that would make sense, then this would be it. So I embraced it, and I decided to look as terrible as possible. Gaining 50 pounds was a huge part of that.
Rob discovered the secret to gaining weight: drink as many calories as possible.
I would have my assistant in the morning go out and buy a pint,
pizza and shit all day, bro.
A gallon of ice cream, and he would put it out on the counter.
I feel like this nigga was having the time of his life doing this shit, bro. This just gave him an excuse to let loose a little bit. No bullshit, bro.
I wouldn't eat it until
it's a good ass excuse.
4 o'clock in the afternoon because it would melt, and I would drink it.
Oh.
You would drink melted ice cream.
Yeah, because you can drink that many calories a day. You can't eat that many calories. At least I can't.
He started having chest pains, and his doctor begged him to stop attempting to gain weight. However, it paid off.
Danny something?
Off because Fat Mac produced some of the funniest moments in It's Always Sunny history.
What is your confession?
I'm fat. Oh, what's up, bitch? I did it! I'm 200 pounds. I'm as big as my avatar.
He doesn't even look fat, though. He's not fat. Like, bro, you can literally still see, like, where he used to work out. Like, the ab, like, lines. And you can clearly see his chest and his shoulders. And it, like, it's not fat. It's like a dad bod. Yeah, it's literally a dad. Like, you can see the, what's that called? V something? I don't know. You can see, no gay shit. You can see that shit.
I'm healthier than you, bro.
Well, I wouldn't
Nigga still looks like he goes to the gym.
You have
he really does.
Adult onset diabetes.
I mean, they're delicious. They're full of carbs, which is great for a pump. And
oh wow. I mean, yeah,
the best part about Fat Mac was the redemption arc, as he was able to use this as an opportunity to get ripped beyond belief and
yeah. Let me see the cut.
Shock the whole
Let me see
crew.
the cut.
Okay, everybody, are you ready?
Is that him?
Bam.
All right, what's up?
What's going on?
Oh, well, I got into really good shape.
I don't really know what's going on here, though. You look like a baby.
Yeah,
like
so
a
just
toddler.
We're not gonna.
That nigga looks no gay shit. That shit is fire. Nigga is a fine motherfucker, bro. No gay shit though.
How did I do it?
Pause.
We don't know.
Okay,
So
so
we have a great plan. I think that's best.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Congrats, Mac. It looks really good.
Good job.
Can we figure out?
Crazy thing is that Rob trained for months to get ripped just for a 2-minute joke. Now that's dedication. In a weirder twist, when Chrissy Metz was cast as Kate in This Is Us, producers actually wanted her to stay heavier to reflect the character's ongoing struggles with weight. Now, it's no secret that Chrissy was already plus-sized in real life, but it shows what Hollywood producers might demand to bring their vision to the big screen.
They were like, we have to fit you for a fat suit. I was like,
what?
And I remember getting measured at the costume house, and they're like, it's gonna be 109 inches.
They gotta be hot on her though, right?
Okay.
Like,
they
that shit gotta be hot.
That's what we ended up calling it on the shoot was, oh, here's Chrissy's couch, because it's basically couch cushions. There's a story that I literally got stuck in my trailer. We had a separate dressing tent because I couldn't go in and out of my trailer. So we had it on the stage or on location, wherever we were. And one day I forgot my phone.
I don't even know
forgot
what movie
something
this
that was
is.
important. I ran back and I got stuck in the trailer. And I thought, who's gonna find me?
And this kind of begs the question if actors actually need to change their bodies. With CGI and a little bit of movie magic, anything is possible. And
wasn't the oh, what's good? I call this nigga Edward. I forgot his acting name. But didn't there was another actor, Chris Hemsworth maybe? I don't know. Didn't he like? I think he gained a whole bunch of pounds for Thor, or maybe that was a bodysuit. I don't know. It'd be pretty funny if he gained a whole bunch of pounds for him.
Some actors straight up refuse to make a drastic change, like Robert Pattinson, who took a different path when preparing for The Batman.
His muscles wasn't real, bro?
Deliberately avoided the intense bulking routines typical of superhero portrayals. In a 2020 interview with GQ, he said, "I think if you're working out all the time, you're a part of the problem. You set a precedent. No one was even doing this in the 70s. Even James Dean. He wasn't exactly ripped." This stance was clearly the opposite to previous Batman actors, but the thing is, Pattinson still had a great physique. He did.
Imagine if that nigga bulked up though. That would have been crazy. That would have been insane. But nah, that nigga. I mean, it's not bad. He cool and lean. And they probably did use like a bodysuit for him, but dude, just imagine if he like took that shit seriously.
Some training, including bodyweight exercises, long distance runs, and military style sandbag workouts. By no means was he scrawny or out of shape.
Yeah.
A lot of the feelings that Robert did not do enough come from the fact that Hollywood body standards have changed significantly. Because Tobey Maguire's body transformation for Spider-Man back in the day was being treated like he transformed into a world-class athlete.
The GOAT.
So what'd you do? You do special?
Tobey Maguire is a fucking goat. The best Spider-Man.
Workout, because when you finally turn into Spider-Man, you're muscular as hell. Well, how did that work? How do you get that size?
I worked out for 5 months, 6 days a week, up to 4 hours a day.
And do you eat more food when you do that?
Had a nutritionist, and I was eating 4 to 6 meals a day, lots of protein.
Back in 2002, Tobey Maguire built an impressive physique while preparing for his role as Spider-Man.
But the thing nowadays is this is not even like considered impressive anymore. Like, niggas started taking roids and shit, bro. This shit, like, bro, niggas don't even call this shit impressive anymore. I seen a comment on some gym influencers fucking page, whatever. I don't know. I don't follow them, but I seen a comment that was like 315 is the new 225, and I was like, what? Is this what we doing now, my nigga? 315 is the new 225, bro. Can't be dead ass, bro.
But if you looked at him today with the exact same build, some people would say it doesn't even compare to other actors' dedication, because now actors are expected to look like bodybuilders when playing a superhero. And look, I'm not making any accusations out here, but there are tons of credible resources on the internet that suggest that some of your favorite actors are out here doing a little jabby jab to get that Terminator look they so desperately want.
No shit.
So when Robert Pattinson showed up in The Batman with a body that looked, well, naturally attainable, people wanted to criticize him. As a bodybuilder and steroid user, I find it pretty criminal how widespread the usage and denial of usage of PEDs is in Hollywood.
Nah, nigga,
it
they
puts
use
in
more
a
than
lot
PEDs,
of effed up
bro.
body image issues, and then they go on and do news stories about X, Y, or Z workout or diet or trendy fitness thing that helped them achieve their goals. Meanwhile, they'd be looking very different without the large amounts of PEDs they're using. Actors don't necessarily need to be jacked to play the role, because Batman is the world's greatest detective, and that alone is enough to tell his stories. Although if you put Robert Pattinson's body next to Toby's from 2002, it's not that different, but one was called jacked while the other was criticized.
Yeah, not really.
It just goes to show what used to be impressive is now considered the bare minimum, and what used to be the bare minimum doesn't even make it past the audition. And while some questioned Pattinson's dedication, Christian Bale went so far for his role that it nearly killed him. When people talk about actors transforming their bodies to the extreme for...
Hold on. What movie wasn't it Superman or Batman? Bale movies. I thought it was Batman, right? Yes, bruh. How did nigga go from looking super ripped? Hold on. Batman. I spelled Batman so wrong. Yeah. Nigga was he was buff.
For a role, Christian Bale in The Machinist always comes up. But in the
Is
2004
this him, bro?
film,
doesn't even look like him, dude.
For a role, Christian Bale in The Machinist always
doesn't even look like him.
In the 2004 film, Bale plays Trevor Resnick, a factory worker so plagued by guilt and paranoia that he hadn't slept in a year. Obviously, a guy like that would not look too healthy, so instead of relying on CGI or special effects, Bale decided he'd actually become that guy in real life. He dropped down to an insanely low 120 pounds, which is scary considering he's 6 foot tall. That's the kind of weight that would put most people in a hospital bed, not on a movie set. His diet wasn't just restrictive, it was borderline starvation. For months, he survived exactly on 1 can of tuna and 1 apple per day.
That's what I was talking about at the beginning. I low-key forgot.
No processed sugar, no real fat, basically 0 nutrients. To keep hunger at bay, Bale smoked cigarettes constantly and chugged black coffee just to have enough energy to stay awake. He initially wanted to push it even further to around 100 pounds, but the producers had to step in because they thought he actually might die. He changed so drastically, it makes anyone else who lost weight for a role look like they did not even try. He lost all muscle mass.
Christian Bale fucking, what's his nigga name? I don't know.
His skin became paper thin, and his bones stuck out in every scene. Bale later described it as feeling like his body did not even belong to him. He was so malnourished that he'd sometimes zone out and completely forget where he was while filming. Even basic tasks like standing up or walking up a flight of stairs became exhausting. He said, when you're so skinny that you can hardly walk up a flight of stairs, you're like this being a pure thought. It's like you've abandoned your body. The drastic weight loss left Bale visibly emaciated. Immediately after filming Wrapped, Bale faced another body transformation challenge. He had to rapidly bulk up to 220 pounds in just 6 months for his next role as Batman Begins. Although The Machinist wasn't a major success following its release, Bale's physical transformation turned it into a cult classic, earning him a reputation as one of Hollywood's most extreme method actors. And we all know that method actors are so incredibly dedicated to their roles that they can often go insane, even potentially losing their lives for their art. But if you want to hear more about that,
picture of Joker.
Check out this video.
It's pretty accurate, bro. Take care of yourself.